My take on the Nico Young 1 mile run, time of 3 minutes and 57.33 seconds, 19 January 2024. I'm filming this in a different J month, July 2024, on Saturday, 13 July 2024. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm going to talk through the Nico Young of Northern Arizona University Lumberjacks 1 mile run race at the 2024 Lumberjack Team Challenge in Flagstaff, Arizona, United States of America, at time of 3 minutes and 57.33 seconds in the final on Friday, 19 January 2024. With his time, he achieved a personal best time at this height, at this elevation, in first place. I provide my take/perspective on his performance and contextualize it in terms of his time being the first time in the history of National Collegiate Athletic Association, NCAA, competition to be faster than 4 minutes at 7,000 feet above sea level in the 1 mile run. Yeah, so I thought this is actually pretty timely considering a book I read back in January, the month that he said this. I was reading a book about the race of the century and the battle to break the 4 minute mile and for men, and that was back in, it happened back in the 1950s, and you know, there we go, 70 years later it finally gets broken at elevation, the 4 minute mile. And so I'm like, well, while the book did a good job covering the front end, it failed to cover the back end, right? It was published multiple years before this actually happened. So the Northern Arizona University Lumberjacks are another blue and yellow team. Blue and yellow is a very common color scheme for a bunch of different things. Can kind of think of, because they have chosen, I've known some institutions have chosen blue and yellow to explicitly express they do not support other blue and yellow, right? It's a way of being like, we're blue and yellow and we do not support any other blue and yellow. So just how that actually works, I've learned through lived experience. So yeah, it was just a note about that. And he looks like a little bit like Brooks Curry in of swimming. I don't want to put this in the swimming place, this is about running, but he reminds me a little bit of, here we go, of American swimmer Brooks Curry. Their looks are kind of, he reminds me of Brooks Curry. And so I thought it's an interesting thing to remember that some people struggle with the lack of oxygen. Right? So running in the mountains can be a bit slower than running down at sea level. I'm a sea level dweller. I was in the Seattle area, Washington State, United States of America, planet Earth, the original. And can hamsters run at altitude? This one cannot, so I am slower than this time. He's faster than me, Nico Young. Although, is he a hamster? I don't know. But he might be. Is Brooks Curry a hamster too then? Or not then, but like, are they both hamsters? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I thought it's an interesting, I don't really pay attention to elevation that much. I do, that would be difficult to run quickly at elevation compared to sea level. Personally, I like sea level, and I've struggled. I think my asthma has not helped when I've gone to places with that are like 3,000 plus feet above sea level, and my asthma can kind of, although I think most people have trouble, so then I was like, what is it, my asthma? But yeah, it can be harder. And so I thought it was an interesting result to highlight, because it's like, it is like 70 years later, don't forget about those geographic concerns, right? It's saying the 4 minute barrier has been broken when it was only broken at, you know, sea level conditions. It goes, but that's not inclusive of the geography of planet Earth, when there are countries where like the lowest point above sea level is what, 3,000 feet or something like that. So, or higher. So it's kind of like, it's a nice result. But it's not necessarily relevant for all human beings, right? That live on planet Earth or live in the universe. So this one helps make breaking the 4 minute mile barrier relevant for more people. So it's kind of like from sea level to 7,000 feet above sea level now. It took 70 years for men to get there. There we go. For humans to get there with men on the leading edge. There we go. This is the longest I have raced, race distance I have since 2012. So I have previously mentioned, I was like, maybe I'd love to like run the 1 mile, right? And then I was interested in something longer, but I haven't actually run that racing, right? So 1 mile is about it, all 1,609 meters approximately, right? I've not done anything more than that in racing and running since 2012. His time is faster than mine at sea level. So yes, he's faster. So my fastest time from sea level, I am a she-her, hers is slower than his time at altitude, at elevation, 7,000 feet elevation. At this elevation, okay. So there we go. Now you know a little bit about Nico Young, and he got fast. He got fast. He continues to get faster. My take on the Nico Young 1 mile run, time of 3 minutes, 57.33 seconds from January 2024.